The Bible says in Romans 2:14, indeed, when Gentiles who do not have the law do by nature things required of the law, they are a law to themselves, even though they don't have the law, since they show all the requirements of the law that are written on their hearts, their conscience bearing witness, and their thoughts now accusing or else defending them. And what this is saying is, we all got an internal sense of what's right and wrong. I remember when I was 7 or 8 years old, my mom and I had a tradition where she would take me with her to the grocery store, and if I was a good boy, she'd buy me a candy bar. Well, one day she decided not to buy me a candy bar, and since I hadn't done anything wrong, I'd been a good boy, I figured I deserved a candy bar, so I took a candy bar. I stole one off of the shelf. When Mom wasn't looking, I snuck back to the candy section and put a little Snickers bar in my pocket. I remember this quite vividly because when I got home, I snuck up to my room and unpeeled the candy bar, started eating it, and Mom had a sixth sense about almost everything in my life, so she came in the room and said, "Where'd you get that candy?" I confessed I got it from the grocery store. She said, "And how did you pay for it?" I told her I didn't. And I'll never forget, she marched me back to the candy store, went to the back, found the owner of the store, and told him what I had done and asked me to apologize. Now, I've never stolen a candy bar again, so I guess you could say I learned my lesson, but in some ways I haven't learned my lesson. Because while I've never stolen again, I've done a lot of other things that I knew were wrong. In fact, I do surveys sometimes of people in my church, and I ask, hey, how many of you have ever taken anything that wasn't yours, or said anything you knew wasn't true, did something to hurt someone and you knew it was wrong? How many of you have ever done something that you knew was wrong and you knew it was wrong when you were doing it? And the answer is everybody. We all do that. We all have this sense of morality within us that somehow is stronger or higher or smarter than we are. So people have asked the question for centuries, where did that sense of morality come from? How can we have inside of us a sense of something that's better than we are, that's higher than we are? And the only answer we can come up with is that sense of morality must have come from a better, a higher moral creature. The moral standard that we have inside of us that's bigger than us must have come from a morally better creature somewhere, or creator. When you think about it, a perfect moral code must have been designed by a perfect moral being. And that word, perfect moral being, comes very close to a working definition of God. So one of the reasons I believe there's a God is because inside of me there's this moral sense that's bigger than myself. It had to have come from God, not me.